Hey everybody, Anthony, aka Hawkhammer, here to discuss with you all the details you need to know about the Wave 9 Arc Exodus public beta. After 8 months of alpha testing, everything is ready to go for the home stretch to get these cards into tournament play, so let's talk about what you need to know. First order of business, what is the timeline for this beta? There will be 3 phases. The first will last about 2 weeks and allow you to get your hands on all the cards and get some experience with how they play now. After those 2 weeks are over, our next competitive event, Encounter 5, will allow players to use the rebalanced Arc 1 cards in a competitive setting for the first time, which will help us to determine if anything is detrimental to the game's health from a competitive perspective. After that event wraps up, there will be another 2 weeks of testing to allow us to implement and test any changes that needed to be made as a result of Encounter 5 and the rest of the beta. Once all 3 phases conclude, Wave 9 will be officially released. The timeline currently puts this at some point between October 13th and 20th, though that date may change if absolutely necessary. Next, how many cards are in the set? Well, it's 16 characters, 15 stratagems, and 28 battle cards. This might seem small, given we've said in the past that Wave 9 would contain all the cards from Arc Wave 1. However, several of those cards needed more time in alpha testing to get them to a balanced state, so those cards will not be in Wave 9. That being said, most, if not all, of the Arc Wave 1 cards that did not make it into Wave 9 will be released in the future. As for what's made it into the set, we'll go over the cards by type. Starting with the battle cards, here's the full list and you can pause if you want to look it over. In terms of what's changed, here are the specifics. 300 TT Crusher Claw can now trigger via being put on Guardians. Apex Armor has had its 2 triggers combined into one, and now can only be put on Autobots, rather than being prevented from going on Decepticons. Beast Mode has received a rewording to function similar to Head-On Collision, in that you need to remain in Beast Mode, or in Alt Mode for a Predacon, in order to get the Bold 4. Cloud Cover received a minor wording update specifying the damage has to come from an enemy character in order to prevent abuse cases from moving damage between your own characters. Energon Sword has been renamed to Enhanced Cyberblade. Feral Tenacity now loses all counters after the upgraded character attacks, rather than at end of turn. Grimlock's Sword lost its black icon and gained a second orange in its place. HM Laser Cannon has been renamed to Heavy Duty Plasma Blaster, and it now does 2 damage to only one enemy, and 1 damage to all others. Starscream's Cape is now an armor, and you can't put 2 on a character anymore. The Touch now only gives Bold 3. This Is Bad Comedy now makes you choose between either scrapping an enemy utility or doing a damage to an enemy without a utility. Trithilium Plating now cannot fit 3 copies in a single slot. Vampark Ribbon now requires 5 damage to activate. Lastly, Wanna Bet, similar to Cloud Cover, received a wording update specifying enemy characters to prevent abuse cases via stopping your own characters from having cards put under them. For Stratagems, here's that list, you can pause if needed, and there's only 3 changes here. Arm the Lonely and Brothers in Armor have been tweaked slightly so you don't lose the health boost if you use the ability to pull a Battle Master, and Such Heroic Nonsense now gives Megatron plus 3 health. And finally, here's the list of characters, another moment to pause, and here are the changes. Cyclonus lost a defense in bot mode, lost a health, can only use his bot mode with Decepticon or Unicronian leaders, and is now a dual-faction Decepticon Unicronian. Galvatron is also a dual-faction Decepticon Unicronian now. Huffer can now only return blue utilities with his alt mode. Megatron's bot mode has been changed to account for the fact that Peace Through Tyranny is banned. Redwing's Revenge ability now only scraps 1 card from your opponent's hand. Rumble now only gets +2 attack for scrapping a blue card. Wheelie now has stealth against Decepticons and Quintessons instead of Decepticons and Mercenaries, and now does 2 damage with bot mode if you scrap a card with 1 or fewer icons instead of 2 or more. And finally, Windblade lost a defense in both modes, and her alt mode is now a carbon copy of Open Agenda. And that's everything that's changed as a result of the alpha. Keep in mind, things still may be changed before October as a result of beta testing, so keep an eye out for any future updates for specific cards leading up to the release of Wave 9. Lastly, let's talk about what's new in the set since that was a promise that was made. First, And this is sort of not a new card, but also kind of is. Mechastar is getting an in-wave printing with Wave 9. Additionally, another replacement card is in this wave, Bellicosity, which once Wave 9 releases, will replace Belligerence, and of course, at that point, Belligerence will be banned. Finally, the big new piece of content is Squawk Box. Beast Box is being formatted onto a standard character card to accommodate half of Squawk Box, and Squawk Talk is now in the set. Additionally, the set also contains the stratagem needed to combine them, Battlefield Dissonance. So if you saw those question marks on the list of stratagems and characters earlier, that's what those are. And with that, the Wave 9 beta is in full swing. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments and we'll get back to you, or if you're looking for a quicker reply, you can always join the Discord server, which is linked in the description. Additionally, if you're interested in beta testing Wave 9, there are also links in the description for everything you need to do so. We're looking forward to what everyone comes up with. See you on the battlefield.